Well, we have our friend of the show, Naval Chaplain Scott Schubert, back from the Walk-In Wedding Chapel. Great to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Jordan. You look fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Always good to be
so
here.
So sweet. And I love the pink tie, looking great as well. So this segment, this is kind of fun, right? It's called Stop. You Can't Get Married Today. What do you mean by that? Why are we talking about that today?
That is actually the first title of the premarital program that I wrote because in the state of Florida, premarital counseling is required. If you don't do the counseling, you have to pay an extra $25 fee.
Okay.
You have a 3-day waiting penalty, and you have to sign a form stating that you chose not to do the premarital counseling.
Oh, geez.
So as a certified state of Florida counselor, I created this course. It's an easy course. It's
okay.
the 52 most important questions to ask before you get married. And you can't get married today without doing it.
Okay, I see.
So I give it away free, absolutely free to couples who are going to get married.
That's wonderful.
And it is broken up into different sections. And it's not just the $25. Actually, talking through these things avoids unnecessary friction.
That's right.
In a relationship.
That's a good point. I mean, a lot of people too, like churches, like they want you to talk with the pastor beforehand. You know, there's certain rules with different places that you go, so that makes sense. Like, let's have these conversations before we realize later in life maybe this wasn't a good fit or something like that. So now this is really interesting too. The first section is daily routines. Why are we starting there?
That is such a practical issue that comes up in life. It's like you're gonna have to, if you're gonna have a successful marriage, you're gonna have to have workloads.
Right.
And it's gonna have to be a division of labor in the homes. And this is one of those things that can create friction so easily.
Oh, yes.
Like who does the dishes? Who pays the bills? Who picks up the kids when someone's sick? Who adjusts their schedule? All of these kind of things. And when they come up in the moment, there's pressure.
Right, that's a good point.
And if you wait until they come up in the moment and there's pressure, see, they can lead to arguing, which can lead to tension, which can actually lead to, like, the most harmful thing. Successful marriages are actually, this is interesting, the successful marriages are the ones that are most at risk of this challenge, which is boredom. And boredom leads to a breakdown in passion.
Oh, and passion is so important. Talk about that. Why is that so important?
Keeping the passion alive in the relationship is one of the most important things, and it's often overlooked because you get passion for free. It's usually the thing that brings you together. So you start out with passion, but I liken it to a fire. And everybody knows you get a hot fire going, it's raging. It doesn't stay that way. It'll burn down. You got to keep putting logs on the fire.
Okay, tending to it.
Yeah, so talking about these things ahead of time actually creates the space so that you can now focus on creating the passion.
So what is one question then from this section that is really making couples think that you've noticed over the years?
I said they're all important and they all have a reason in there, but here's one of them. If one of the partners decides to become a full-time caregiver, what value does that bring to the marriage?
Okay.
Because unpaid work still has value.
100%.
And when you talk about this ahead of time, you're able to appreciate the partner for the role that they're providing, not just the money, not just the most basic things.
Right.
And by appreciating the value that the partner's bringing, no matter what it is, whether it's going off and fighting it out in the workforce or fighting it out at home with the kids and trying to get them to clean the room or whatever that is. Establishing that value keeps the home respectful. It keeps the arguments down. It keeps the peace alive so that they can keep the romance alive.
Okay, I love the sound of that. So what's a big takeaway then from this part of your course? What do people really need to know before they tie the knot, I guess I should say?
The most important part is not that they talk about these questions and they agree on every single thing. They won't necessarily agree on everything.
Right.
But it creates space for them to talk about it and negotiate the things that they need to negotiate. And when you can talk about things, like there's everything you're going to face in life, it's not going to be in this course. Everything you face in life is going to be something that you should be able to talk about though. And by working through these questions, you've established the most important thing.
Communication.
Yes, it is.
Walkinweddingchapel.com if folks are interested.
Yes, and I put a link on the website this morning. Just click on the $25 button.
There you go.
It'll open right up to the course. You can get it absolutely free.
That's great. Thank you so much for joining us again today. Great to see you as always.
Thank you, George.